Hello fellow leggers, we are in the heart of London once again, London's West End at the Adelphi Theatre.
And finally seeing the smash hit Broadway musical, Waitress.
So stick around to hear our thoughts on this one.
Find out how many stars and whether it's break a leg or leg it.
Yes, we are finally seeing this musical. We weren't meant to see it much early on in the run.
Yes.
However, I ended up spending some time in hospital being ill.
Yeah, sorry about that. And
Lame
that was
excuse,
do you know
really.
what? I did have you in the car at one point as you were dying, and
were
was
on our
going
way
to bring you in regardless, just prop you up in your seat so he didn't miss it. But after taking a longer look at you, I thought a diversion to the local hospital was probably for the best. But
We're seeing it now.
We've finally made it now. Now, as you may already know, Waitress is a musical with music and lyrics by the six-time Grammy nominee, Sara Bareilles.
Okay.
Best known for songs like Brave, which is
Okay.
a wonderful tune, booked by acclaimed screenwriter Jessie Nelson and direction by Diane Paulus, who previously directed Pippin and Finding Neverland on Broadway.
Ooh.
So some massive Broadway credits. And we say Broadway musical because it started out there. It's the story of Jenna, a waitress and expert pie maker, who dreams of a way out of her small town life and rocky marriage and seizes the chance for a fresh start when a competition happens, cooking competitions, and she seizes a recipe for happiness.
Right.
Yes.
Well, how about that?
It was also a film to begin with.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
No way. I did not know that.
It was a film.
Okay.
I have never seen the film.
Was the film called Waitress?
Yes, it was called Waitress. It won a Sundance Award or was nominated. I think it was one of like
Okay.
a culty sort of
Right, gotcha.
film. And I never saw it, but
Okay.
it's stellar.
Any good? Let us know
Yeah,
down
let
below.
us know. I mean, maybe we'll see it after this. Stellar star cast in this, including Jack McBrayer as Oggy. Now, you may know him for playing Kenneth on the show 30 Rock.
Okay.
Also been in loads of comedy films like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, numerous credits to his name. West End star David Hunter is in the cast playing Dr. Poe Matter. Previously, he was in Once, Kinky Boots, and I saw him at the Leicester Curve years ago in The Hired Man,
Well, how about
alongside
that?
Julie Atherton.
Gosh.
Yes, Laura Baldwin is here playing Dawn. She was the lead female in Eugenius.
Okay.
She was great. Marisha Wallace as Becky,
Okay.
who's just nipped over the road from Dreamgirls when that finished.
Nice and close.
And she's come here to the Adelphi
Savoy
now.
to the Adelphi, right.
But Jenna herself is played by none other than Katharine McPhee. It's quite controversial as she's a non-Brit, but she is the runner-up on season 5 of American Idol.
Okay.
And fans of the TV musical series Smash will know her because she played Karen Cartwright on that show for 2 whole seasons.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Even though I don't know, I haven't seen Waitress, I've heard parts of the soundtrack 'cause it's been out for a while.
Post-recording.
Yeah, and the songs are quite good.
Yeah.
I really like some of the music.
Good. So high hopes for this one.
Well, I'm looking forward to see it in action, shall we
2
say.
acts, around 2.5 hours, including the interval. So stick around and we're telling you all of our thoughts at the halfway point.
And we'll also be sharing our thoughts at the end, so stick around to find out how many stars. It's the interval, which means it is time for the break a leggers
30-second interval breakdown. Go, what do you think?
I really, really, really like it. I'm literally loving it. I'm quite surprised. I love the choreography. I love the songs are great. Performances are really winning me over as well. It's really funny and yeah, really real and gritty also. How about you?
Not enjoying it quite so much. I'm really struggling with some of the staging. For me, the score and the songs far outweigh the production of it, and I'm finding character development a bit of a problem. I'm not sympathising with the characters
Totally
as
disagree.
early as I should. Well, we've been served up a slice of pie and come to the end of Waitress the musical here at the Adelphi. I
Do you know what? I've heard about this show for years now.
Yeah,
I think it was years ago I first heard the soundtrack.
The cast recordings.
Soundtrack.
Cast
you say
recording.
Tomato, I say tomato.
Cast recording!
And finally, we've got to see the show. Finally, hospital couldn't stop us.
Yeah,
You know,
we did have a
we're
false
here.
start with this one and we finally made it. And I've got to say, I had the most average of nights. I had such an average time.
I had a really good time. I loved it. Why don't you go first, Lega Simon? I think we're just not going to agree on this.
I mean, let me just say, I absolutely adore the cast recording. Every single song on there is a masterpiece. It's got Sara Bareilles written all over it. I mean, she's a 6-time Grammy nominee, and it's no surprise she knows how to write a song. But here, there isn't enough in the book to carry a 2-act, 2-hour show. For me, I didn't particularly care much about the characters. I couldn't empathise with them, and I just thought, okay, there's a bit of an affair. It just seems like rehashed, nothing original, just tale as old as time. Oh, serving this up to us again, serving it up as a pie. I mean, I liked some of the concepts, and I've got to say there were some outstanding performances, which I'll talk about afterwards, but give me the cast recording, don't get me back here to see it. I don't need to. I've had the best of it, and that's the songs for me.
I thought the songs were great. The music is fantastic, beautifully crafted songs as well, with layers of harmony from the ensemble. I thought the direction was inspired. The direction and the choreography, having this ensemble team.
I mean, they're almost Greek chorus-esque, the ensemble are,
and they're echoing,
which is great,
and lovely
and I like
subtle
that.
choreography within that. I thought it was a real mature story, a simple story, but told from. Just life sometimes turns out crap, and we make wrong decisions, and there are some things, cliche moments that I thought was going to happen that didn't happen. So I was like, yay, good for you for not going for this kind of pie competition. I was like, yes, they're doing this really well. And the fact that you can have relationships, but not just relationship boy meets girl, but when they're married and it's an affair. And I thought, this is nice, this is something I haven't seen, this is fresh, and I cared. Come the end, I wasn't crying, but I was emotionally attached. I was like, yes, girlfriend, you go say no to the man.
I'm glad it works out for her, don't get me wrong. I don't want any harm to come of anybody.
I didn't know that it wasn't going to come to harm. There was a point where I thought, gosh, this is going to end on a real sound note, and the message is, sometimes life is crap. But then it does resolve, but not in a ram it down your throat cliche way. You know, it was good. I really enjoyed it. I would be recommending people to come and see this. Average, it is not average at all.
I just say, you know, when you've got Come From Away here in the West End at the moment, and you're fighting for an audience, and you want a universal story with characters that you can absolutely relate to in a situation that, you know, that is life-affirming. We've got life-affirming theatre here in the West End, and I think this is just, for me, just passive.
This is not passive. This is life affirming.
Theatre for
I
me.
felt very life affirmed in this. I thought, you know what, the decisions we make matter, and you know, the message about, you know, it's about the children. Suddenly, when you have children, how that can suddenly put a completely different spin on life. I was like, yes, I've been there. I know how it shapes life. What do you mean we know that?
Well, that's what everyone ever says.
On stage.
That's all I've ever heard about having
But you're saying
children,
it can't resonate to people. That's the message.
Well,
that's
they already know that.
What do you mean they already know? No, Lega Simon. What do you mean? We want to see this.
I don't think it warrants a 2-hour plus musical.
This warrants a place. People can resonate with this. I want to see this story. That's why it got a standing ovation come the end as well.
I didn't stand.
Well, that's entirely up to you, Lega Simon.
I mean, it takes a lot for me. I mean, that's a whole different debate. I mean, how do you feel about standing ovations? Let us know down below. Should they be a given if everyone else rises? I mean, you risk missing the curtain call, because I missed the curtain call, but I'm not going to stand for something that I don't think is completely extraordinary. But how do you feel about them?
And for me, this was very warranting of a standing ovation. So I don't feel as if I was made to, or that I kind of complied with the rest of the audience.
Good.
I was like, yes, I am standing up for this piece.
If you feel compelled to rise to your feet, then get up. But if I'm sat in my chair, don't look down on me.
So, some mixed opinions of the show.
Let's talk about some of the performances.
We want to go into performances,
yes.
And then we'll go into production.
Yes. So
okay,
let's talk about Katharine McPhee in the role of Jenna. Nice.
I wasn't sure. Probably halfway through the first act, I suddenly got it. I thought she was too passive and she didn't give enough, and I didn't quite care. But the character suited that. She is a passive character, and she is the straight character amongst all of these kind of comical characters around her, carrying this very grounded story. So it worked. I think she could have given more.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I mean,
but
as far as
it fits in don't know, in the scale of the piece, it
As
fits.
far as leading lady performances go,
Sounded
it's
vocally
just
fantastic.
one that I'm not going to remember. Like, I thought she was fine, she did what she did with it, but she just gave me what I would expect and nothing more. Vocally, nice, again, but I didn't ever sort of feel, oh my, you know, you have those moments when some people hit notes and you just get goosebumps. I just never had them, didn't come.
Okay, I thought she was great vocally.
Great. Marisha Wallace in the role of Becky. I mean, just nipped over from playing Effie White in Dreamgirls.
I thought she was great. A
great
good double
comic
act,
timing.
yeah, working with
Laura Baldwin as Dawn. I mean, Laura, that's the part you want, guys.
It
Like,
is.
I'm sorry, but that's the part in this show. It's the comic relief. It has depth of character without it being too obvious. That character, for me, it peels like an onion. It has those layers and sort of reveals itself in the most unexpected of ways. And the way that she performed that multi-layered character that's full of surprises was a surprise in itself.
in
I
an
really
average
loved
show,
her.
apparently.
I loved her in an average
Okay,
show.
who else are we going to talk about?
David Hunter
Love
as
David
Dr.
Hunter.
Pomatter. Now,
Love David Hunter.
I mean, that guy, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking you could see these actors and these performances as pie, as the elements that make up a pie, because Sugar, Dawn is definitely the sweet character, Lola's the sweet character,
Yep.
Jenna is the one that holds them together because she's grounded, so she's the flour, she's the glue that sticks them all together,
Yep.
and my God, is David Hunter the butter, because he melted me right down into my chair.
in this average show.
In this average,
so
you
he
can
was
have
great.
extraordinary elements of an average
He
show.
was really funny from the word go.
You know,
and,
all the
again,
ingredients can be right, and it can still taste like crap.
In the writing of this, I thought it was great because he didn't sing in his first scene.
Yes.
So we really warmed to him as a character without breaking into a musical number, which I thought was really well crafted. And because he has beautiful comic timing.
One thing I've
the
got to
comic
say.
scenes have been worked and just
Yeah.
natural.
One note, accent. Really hit and miss for me with David Hunter's accent in the part. I could just, inconsistent. Do some work.
Passed me by, I didn't notice any
Great.
inconsistencies there.
Jack McBrayer as Ogie. I mean,
He's born for this, right?
this is all he's ever done. If you've ever seen him in anything,
Is this what I've not seen him in anything, and this is what he does.
Physical comedy is what he does.
He does this very well.
He can
This is-
absolutely embody. I mean, he's the jester. He's the fool. He is absolutely the clown, and that's what he is in this part. Can't sing for
No, he can't
Can I
sing.
beep that out?
I have beeped that
Sorry.
out, fellow leggers, as you just saw.
Can't sing for toffee.
He
is
can't
what I
sing.
should
He
say.
gives it a good go, but the character is a character part.
Yes.
And that first scene that he is on, he melts the audience melts in his hands.
Yeah.
Like
Putty we are, putty.
Yeah,
Or
we
dough
are-
in this case, I
He
suppose.
needs us.
Yes.
We are at his command.
Absolutely.
We love him.
Do you know he's
Ovation.
the voice of Fix-It Felix in Wreck-It Ralph?
Well, I never.
Oh,
How
love
about that?
Peter Hanna as Earl.
Is this the
This is the
bad
abusive
boyfriend?
husband.
He suited the role well.
Yeah, just thought he was okay.
Yeah.
Sean Prendergast as Joe, the old man, slightly bitter and jaded by his years, but has wisdom.
Perfectly cast, and a lovely writing of a
Perfectly
character. I liked
cast.
him a lot.
Yes, and there was one other person I wanted to pick out, who I don't see here, was the nurse.
Oh,
Loved her.
yeah,
Absolutely loved her.
yeah.
I'm hoping that it was Kelly Agbo. She's the only one that looks sort of familiar and isn't listed by the nurse's name, even though the nurse gets
What?
named, which is
the
insane.
makers of this program. How could
Yeah.
you not? You know, that's
If that
a key
is her,
part.
thought she gave great comic timing. She had those moments of one line. She was a punchline character, but she knew
is.
how to deliver a punchline, and I loved her.
Comment below who that is if we've got it wrong.
I think it
so
was
please
Kelly
let us know who it was.
Agbo,
Or
I
confirm.
think. But just big shout out to the ensemble.
Ensemble's great
Because they are-
supporting vocally.
They do support wonderfully vocally. They're
Always
there
there.
throughout. They're Greek choral.
Omnipresent.
They are.
I'm just throwing in words.
They did a good job, and the cast isn't what I have a problem with here at all. I've had a mediocre time, but it's not their fault, is what I would say.
Okay, so let's go on to the direction. I
Yeah.
thought the direction was great.
Yeah, well, I thought it was
Absolutely.
all right.
No, really creative way of telling a story. The scenes moved fluidly between each other and picking up props and having the ensemble giving them and handing them.
Diane Paulus, the director.
So fantastic direction for me. Also really like the choreography.
I was just about to say, actually, if there was a real shining star outside the music for me, it would be the movement. It would be those choreographed moments, because they come in a really unique and new way
and subtle way,
and very subtle, and they are
interwoven.
constant. There are characters, pockets of characters having their own movement moments and interacting with each other in a way I've not seen before. So Lauren Lattaro as choreographer, I wouldn't be surprised if she got a nod at next year's Olivier Awards, because it wasn't eligible this year, so we've got to wait a whole 12 months.
You saw it here first.
Yeah, I reckon Lauren Lattaro for Best Choreographer at the 29, what would we be?
2020.
2020?
2020
When did that
Olivier
happen,
Awards.
Guys? I've lost a decade.
Usually you call it well,
Yeah,
so
I
watch
do
this
call it
space.
well.
Okay, any other? I loved the set. I thought the set was really good.
Scott Pask.
I thought the lighting was great.
Ken Billington.
A lovely cyc at the back, beautifully lit as well.
Those things were all okay for me. They were what I would expect.
Anything else you want to comment on, or shall we move swiftly on to how many stars?
Yes, let's talk about the stars. So, for Waitress, the musical, currently playing in London's West End, we are finally giving...
4 stars for this piece.
Yeah.
I loved it. For me, it would be a 5, but we've got to compromise.
Yeah,
it's
for
a
me,
combined
mediocre
scoring.
3. I think Jessie Nelson's book lets the whole thing down.
I really liked it.
And I know it's based on a movie, but nothing has been added here as
I've
far
not
as I can
seen
tell.
the movie. I really liked it. I liked how it developed. I liked the grittiness and the realness and the passivity of the characters, the harshness of the comedy against this real gritty story as well. Music was great, inspired direction,
I've
beautifully
just
told.
read that the book writer wrote, directed and produced 2 of my favourite films.
Oh, Legacy, you can't change your mind now.
I Am Sam and Karina. And what can I say, in my opinion, you peaked early, girl.
No, good stuff. Keep up the good work. But hey, that's just what I think.
And it's just what I think. What do you think? Let us know down below. We'd love to hear from you. Big shout out to Lauren, who we met
yes,
tonight.
It's
Hi,
lovely meeting you, Leggers. If you see us out and about, please come and say hey as you did today.
Yeah,
it's
we
lovely
love
to
a
meet
chat.
you.
It's nice to know that you're there. If you want to see more of us, hit subscribe. We're the Breaker Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye.